came, we were drowning deep inside ocean, struggling, lively, hopelessly, until
rise up and feel it sad. My heart has taught me. I know that we are so short, so beautiful in our life. I've got to be in our time. Beautiful in our life. I've got to be in our time for you and I. Rise up and feel sad. My heart has taught me. I know that you are so short. Beautiful in our life. I've got to be in our time. Beautiful in our life. I've got to be in our time for you and I. God is here again. Come join us and live forever, forever. For my fellow countrymen, Maharaj Ji Village has come to stay. What a family of God is here again. Come join us and live forever. Celebration, children loud. Happiness has come again. Hallelujah to the Father is back.
Come join us and live forever.
Celebration, children of light. Happiness is here again. The Almighty Maharaj Ji has come. Rejoice and joy, fellow countrymen. Jubilate, oh my fellow countrymen. Maharaj Ji Village has come to stay. All the family of God is here again. Come join us and live forever.
Jubilate, oh my fellow countrymen. Maharaj Ji Village has come to stay. All the family of God is here again. Come join us and live forever. Jubilate, oh my fellow countrymen. Maharaj Ji Village has come to stay. All the family of God is here again. Come join us and live forever.
Pilgrimage to Nigeria, Nigeria, the new homeland. All the kingdom of heaven on earth here. Rejoice and rejoice, fellow countrymen. Jubilate for my fellow countrymen. Maharaj Ji Village has come to stay. All the family of God is here again. Come join us and live forever.
Jubilate, oh my fellow countrymen. Maharaj Ji Village has come to stay.
All the family of God is here again. Come join us and live forever. We are blessed to be alive. We are in the kingdom of heaven here. When the Almighty Maharaj Ji has come, rejoice and joy, fellow countrymen. Jubilate for my fellow countrymen. Maharaj Ji Village has come to stay. All the family of God is here again. Come join us
And live forever.
forever. For my fellow countrymen. Maharaj Ji Village has come to stay. All the family of God is here again. Come join
Time
and joy. Oh no no no, I don't know how to compensate that love. All the good things you have done for me so far. I'm a helpless one today.
I don't know what to thank my Lord. Oh no, I don't know how to spread your joy beside me. But I know you were true to me. Oh Father, you take me home.
As of you from me of your Father, you know all what I need to live and grow. I don't need to beg my daddy. He loved me and he cared for me, my God.
I don't know what to thank my Lord. Oh no, I don't know how to spread your joy beside me. Because I know you are true to me. Oh Father, you take me home.
Satguru came to save my soul. That day, I will never forget that day. Maharaj Ji came to save my life. Satguru came to save my soul. That day,
I remember that day. I never forget that day. Maharaj came to save my life. Satguru came to save my soul.
that day,
That day, I remember that day. I will never
for me. Maharaj Ji, guide me, please guide me more and more. The love you have for me, Maharaj Ji, guide me,
Please guide me more and more.
Maharaj Ji, guide me,
Please guide me more and more.
Maharaj Ji, guide me.
Please guide me more and more.
You made the sun, you made the ocean, you made the plants and the animals, all the good things for me. I say thank you for what you done for me. I really feel your love, I feel it for me.
I take me up alone. Guru Maharaj Ji, how can I be grateful? Oh Lord, I don't know what to do. You give me life, you give me love, you give me peace and happiness. You've come here to manifest. You bring that holiness. Your love so grace. The love you have for me. Maharaj Ji, guide me. Please guide me.
Maharaj Ji, guide me.
Please guide me more and more.
Maharaj, you made the sun and the ocean, you made the plants and the animals. I say thank you for what you done for me. I really feel your love, I feel it for me.
Never take me alone. Guru Maharaj Ji, how can I be grateful? Oh Lord, I don't know what to do. You give me life, you give me love, you give me peace and happiness. You call me king to cry out. You bring that holiness. Your love so great. The love you have for me. Maharaj Ji, guide me. Please guide me more and more.
Maharaj Ji, guide me.
Please guide me more and more.
Maharaj Ji, guide me.
Please guide me more and more.
Maharaj Ji, guide me.
Please guide me more and more.
Holy Shri Satguru Maharaj Ji. Happy. Maharaj Ji. My grace today is Thursday, the 17th day of April 2025. The grace of Maria has taught the following Asham Province to carry out light this day, and we are as follows. The PO store, the Central Farm Coordinator, the PO Waterworks, Ashampemi Onyisi Onyechi, Ashampemi Omosekun Amanze, Ashampemi Fafumi Ekpere, Ashampemi Isekiton Amayi, Ashampemi Adetunde Akinye, and Ashampemi and the PO building. By my grace, the PO store, the Central Farm Coordinator, the PO Waterworks, Ashampemi Onyisi Onyechi, Ashampemi Omosekun Amanze, Ashampemi Ifafumi Ekpere, Ashampemi Sekiton Amayi, Ashampemi Adetunde Akinye, and the PO building. By my grace, all the athletes can be in the Sang Hall now. Bless Shri Satguru Maharaj Ji.
Dalo imela eze guru oyo mari wiko dalo imela dalo imela eze guru oyo mari wiko dalo imela.
You know always walk with him in your path life. Now I will pray again. He's looking for you anywhere you are. You pray any amount that you expect to do. And I need to collect it and give you there. The beautiful one. Nobody knows to you. Nobody knows to you. The day you know, life. And when you marry me, when you can't go without it, sometimes you really
also is very unique. Is not the blessings of Father Satguru Maharaj Ji on this very unique occasion. Bole Shri Satguru Maharaj Ji. Bole Shri Satguru Maharaj Ji.
Blessings to Kaleo. Send the Yininku. So some Kedu. And the Southeast Development Commission gives every Igbo man the right to reclaim what they have lost. If half of the Igbos in the South are now claiming that they are not Igbos because they are adding some names, some words to their names to depict that they are this, they are that, no problem. The world continues. One day the truth will be out. Yes, the truth will be out. It's the same way with UK. They have taken a very bold step today. That look, a mother is not a generational child. A mother must be a biological mother. So it has paid for those of us who are thinking about gay life. Yes, in divinity, they are to be short. What did I say? They are to be short. Those are the ones that produce the witches, the stabilizers, the destroyers, because they want to create a hybrid way of life. Even in that case, you can see a hybrid cassava, pepper, tomato, within 3 days in the air. You see all these maggots will come up, which wasn't the case before. So, the 3 leg of the stove has brought Nigeria to a point of no return. This is it. We are now back to pre-amalgamation day. Yes, by the special grace of Maharaji in the person of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, look, I know some premise for 3 months, they couldn't greet me again. Yes, because they did not follow Maharaji. They were following what they will eat. They are still forgetting that statement, that record, that injunction, that tribalism, nepotism, cheating, that womb. This dirty, nauseating liquid was oozing out from his tummy. And he said, look, this thing can kill. Was sent to the operational bed, getting ready to be operated upon. And always when he gets to that point, you never can know what is going to happen next. And everybody has agreed that he should go to Oyibo heaven. Somebody came to tell Maharaji, Maharaji, this is what is happening to my brother. What do you do? I say, well, go. Give him this paper to read. Give him paper. Maybe your own, I ask you to give him a drink, altar water drink or Artilite oil drink. Nothing more. Or, this is what they gave us during the knowledge session. Nothing. Nothing. Here he is. He came out. By the time the doctors came in the second day, they said, okay, give you something. He said, no. They went to the nurses. Did you give him something? They said, no. No, you are lying. I'm going to sack all of you here, said the head. They know the place. He meant to meet this brother. He said, my friends, you are okay. You can go home. When the wife saw him, he said, so early? manage. Is that the answer to give? No. Oh, they say, thank God, oh, my husband don't come. They don't give me bad name, oh, hey, welcome, oh. Hey, kill some chicken there. Bring some goat. Bring that special one. What do they call it? Mama. Oh, yes, some people, Mama is their lover. Yes. They did not stop there. The third day, the mama went to the what? To the hospital to ask, what happened here? That this man got well in time. Is that what the question that should come out? Do you blame her? That's the world there. If you escape it and you are here, all you have to say, thank you, Lord. There's so much love. Satguru Maharaj Ji, I am alive and I have joy. You are my friend, oh Maharaj Ji. You lift me above the world. You reveal your light to me. With your light there is no more pain, no more sorrow, no more death. Just believe I live again to praise you, oh Maharaj Ji. That is it, oh. Nothing like injection again. Nothing like tablet again. The woman did not stop there. He had to go and meet the brother who brought the altar water. So now you take the altar water to give my husband that made him escape. Me and you now fight to finish. The same way women are doing it, the same men too are doing it. Yes, it's like a bear trap. Anytime, anywhere you put your leg, the trap will what? So, for you to find yourself here means that you are eligible for the divine boat of life. The next step is, how do you get rid of that thing they put inside you that they cause the trouble? Yes, this is the hour. That's why we are here. The moment you are able to do away with that thing, bingo, you are the richest man or woman in the world. Why? That is the time your car will be determined by you. Determined by you. Your children will be determined by you. Not anybody giving you mommy water child. Yes, when the child is born and he grows up. Today, yes, ma'am. Are you not going to school? I am going to go. Is that the child you want? So, this is the hour. This one has nothing to do with my wife, my brother. That is the language they use in the Bible. That when the time comes, the child will go in, the mother will not go, the brother will go, the sister will not go. It's very simpler than that. The simplicity is based on you able to just get that thing, that contamination inside you. That you think because you are a director, you are a manager, you are a accountant, look, forget that. Just last week, the richest woman in Africa, a protege of former what? First lady. One of what Maharaji can do, nobody can do. Yes. Yes. Yes, this is it. This is it. Once you get there, look, this Sassan Hall will change overnight. Because it's a spiritual affair. It's a spiritual affair. Us as a being, a people. Yes, like I said earlier on, what is it that I am after in this world? After meeting Maharaji is to be number one. Yes. That number one citizen that will bring everybody out of the mess we find ourselves. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a believer, whether you're a pagan, whether you're a Catholic, it has nothing to do. That is a painting. The real thing is for you to live from the life of having, a life of always procuring, acquiring, into a life of what? Becoming the producer of your things. That is the time that you'll be able to love the mama here. That's the time you'll be able to care for the brother here. And that is what Maharaj Ji Village is all about. The center of gravity, where from nowhere, as you are sitting there, here or there, or your home, with the altar of Maharaji, yes, and the flower by the side, like what you see here. You'll be able to get answers to all the problems you are facing on the planet. So how do you overcome this dilemma? That's what you are saying here. Yes. From there, no Abasi is gone. Meaning like that. You were not fully conscious. Otherwise, you say, look, in the song we put up in 1982, before the village was given birth. Yes. Very simply said, leave this world alone and go deep, deep inside. I'm still waiting in love. There's no need that you are not going to be in this world, but you cannot be a passenger. You must be somebody that people say, this is what you have done. Like the man who made this, this bulb here, Osiran. It was not in the university. Like the fly that makes honey. There's a name they call it. The bee, yeah. It didn't go to any university. Yeah. And that is the reason why Maharaji comes, to make sure that, hey, you don't lose this life. You don't lose everything. I did not send you to go and ask the papa or mama, how much did the brother pay you? Or how much did you sell the thing to the brother or sister? No. They say, what you sow, you reap. You are what you are, without which nothing is. Some people are even blaming the Europeans or the Americans, the Chinese. Of course, it's very well to blame. But what advantage do you gain in always apportioning blame? What about yourself? You as a person, what can you do? What is it in your mind? What is it that you feel has to be done that nobody hasn't done yet? It's about the light. And the injunction is there. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven on earth. And everything what? Shall be added. So now we are in Maharaj Ji Village, 38th anniversary. Shouldn't be Maharaj's child, because you are the child of the maker of all things created. Yes. He creates them and brings it home to the world. That's why we're here. We have to be serious about this. This is the practice that was going on with our forefathers, and that's why they led the world. And I was the captain of the boat. Yeah, I've always been. It's not a mistake. Yeah, clap for yourself. Yes. Yes. So this is what you are saying here. How do we go back there? You can't say, Maharaji, you did not allow me to sell this book, or to sell this wine, or to sell this bread. No. The world continues. Maharaji wants you to learn something from there. Oh, they didn't allow me to enter the car. This is not the time. Oh, I was to be the governor. They did not allow me. No, this is not the time for it. Today society has collapsed. Are you there? It has collapsed already. And we need to evolve a new sane society. In this new sane society, all you have to do is what? Realize and understand from the knowledge that has been given that you can tap from anything on this planet. You can tap from bread, yam, pepper, tomato, biro, hairstyle. Oh yes, your shoes, your car, your TV, your radio, your brother, your sister. So that as to get you out of this mess of always entangling yourself with nothing. That's the time that you'll be behaving. You say, oh yes, my landlord was threatening me. When you have 1 year, somebody who pays annually is known, it's notoriously known. Once you pay annually, you have 6 months to be ejected in between. Yes, that's why we're asking the government to bring up a rent board, a rent tribunal. The governor, the president must know what is happening in Oduona Kikiri, even in that hamlet there on the way to Ijebudi. They say the road is bad. And what is the governor doing? What is the chairman there doing? Divine government, hey, look, once that happens, you are sacked. Somebody else must come there. Look at the football teams. If you are not able to score, the manager will be shouting and screaming. This time around, you are the manager. Yes. As you are executing the project, you get stronger and stronger and stronger and so this is the reason why we are here. April 17. Yes. I remember that day, one of the women of valor, Mrs. Kike Shoyemi, I've just been trying to connect with her. Oh, so sweet. She was pregnant. And we're just standing by the side here. I want to see Maharaji. I want to see Maharaji. I want to see Maharaji. Eventually I came and said, Maharaji, ask you to Maharaji. Money show fair being. Chauffeur be money, only ben, only oya, and I'll get to me one. And by Yaomi and Simima in Bafu Nobamu. Within 4 hours, he delivered a baby girl. The mama, I'm told that he's a commissioner now. I'm still finding out where. What do I mean? On that very day, 17th April 1987, I was in that office behind here. When Kike came, not Allah knew I was going to buy telephone. He said, my mama gave me. I'm going to buy a new dress or a new shoe. not what? Are they going to buy a phone for a sister when you are not working? Where do you get the money? Money is nowhere. Look, if you are staying with your dad and your mom, as a woman, as a man, as a boy or girl, you are not to involve yourself with anything apart from what mommy and daddy gives you. Any other thing is a taboo. It's a taboo. You find the problem. So, like I was saying, the Mama came. Maharaj Ji, I told you, I said, do you want a bulb? He said, yes, get a glass of water. She got it. I blessed it for her. Under 4 hours, he said, baby, yeah. Yes. He's a graduate, and I'm being told that he's a commissioner somewhere. I beg, let us find out. So, what am I saying here, my dear friends? This is the opportunity you have. Because along with it, is that understanding you need to have. That look, the world is globalized with black and white species of beings. The secret of which has not been relayed, told to anybody until we came here. We knew that it was the black man that became a white man. How? Through all kind of dubiosity, arguments. I don't care. Don't tell me. I'm going to do it my own way. Leave me alone. Do I owe you? But you know you are my husband. Is that you need to talk to me? The mama fell down and died. What about the one shooting you? What about the man entering your farm? What about the one coming to your office? Say good morning. My friend, how did you get here? Please, that is not the point I came. This is your paper. Your house has been sold. Don't go there anymore. My house? What do you mean? I'm telling you. He went. Nothing happened. You found the load outside. That is what happened to us in Festac. In the ashram there, house 23, D close, road 208. He said, why did you tell the world the true name of the creator as Maharaji? I said, I have to do it. I am the one. Nobody else can do it. Nobody else can do it. You see, the next thing they arranged, the Kaduna Mafia, they arranged with FA, and that is what they have been doing for the past 40, 50, 70, 80 years. Our brothers in the Yoruba land, they say, Jesus will come. Jesus cannot come again. He said, if I do not go, that will not come. Look, when he was on there, he was Lamasa Bhaktani. Father, why hast thou forsaken me? That is theoretical. In divinity, such statements don't come in. Yes, in divinity, before anything happens to you, the Creator will warn you 17 times. And premise will be telling you, hey, watch out. So there's nothing allegorical there. So, they kick us out. We went to court. We refused to leave the premises outside. We stayed outside. It was Justice Oshodi who gave that wonderful judgment that, look, anybody has a right to use his house for whatever he or she likes. And that one affects all the tenants in Festac. We have to carry our loads back there. For you to know that there are good men on earth, there are good women on earth. Not all of us are gari, they are pounded yam there. We have aku, we have starch, and we have jollof rice. It depends on how you feel. But I believe that pounded yam is the king. Oh yes, oh yes. So what am I trying to lead you to now? It's a point where you realize that put all the things you have. Without you, those things no go there. Those things will not be there. That thing that came with you that day you were born, that was contaminated, spoiled, the Maharaji came and gave you knowledge for you to born again. That thing that is the thing you should hold. Don't allow it to be contaminated. Again, in the RT it is said, anger, desires, attachment, rob us, rob, not take, rob. Rob means you are carrying a purse, you want to go to the shop, right? The money is there. He told you, so, Madam, you think you can buy? He said, don't worry, I'm ready to pay double. When you go to the shop, he cannot find the bag. He did not go to anywhere. Rob, they have been robbed. Yes, true. You can see some premise today. This one is a billionaire, but look, he's even fighting with his children or her children. Yes, because the thing, anger don't enter. And when anger comes, anger will come as director, manager, accountant, lawyer, a houseboy, agbero, all together. Such a way that, look, there's no way you are held up. What about desires? It's like fire. But we are in knowledge. The only person, the only thing to desire is Maharaji. Yes, so you can excavate faster. Yeah, you can get what you need in time. So this is the reason why we are here. I'm not here, oh me, I'm this, I'm that. Kilo Leshe. What can you bring out? And when you are able to do it, you don't need to go to IMF for loan. You don't need to go and stand there, old boy. Oh no. Yes, I've come to see you today. You are my life wire. Yes, you know, my landlord is threatening me. I'll be here, be there. No, not a premium. A premium is always going to go inside. Yes. And always when the premium goes inside, you say, oh Lord, here I come to implore more of your grace. I give my heart to you. You are the owner of me. That you have found me, that you have saved me. I know you love me more than they love me. Look at those days I was dying. Paradise, you came. Here I am at the lotus feet, feeling all that protection. That is it all. That is it all. This is the hour. This is the period. Once you get to that point, hey, what is it that I'm looking for? Injunction, did they say, if there is a beautiful oyoyo woman, yes, there's hope. No, a handsome man, ex-governor, ex-accountant, ex-lawyer, there's hope. They say, if there is life, there's hope. And the life giver is here. So, definitely the son of a life giver, the daughter of a life giver, she is also a life giver. Yes. There's so many experiences. You can just listen to the chief minister, very young man. He has his colleagues here. Chief Minister Obote Do, the deputies, they are there. We are just trying to make sure that we understand what Maharaj Ji stands for. Professor Baga is there, Papa Ferobo is there. Yes. Yes. What is it? What are we talking about? We are talking about how you, through experiences, you are able to stabilize and leave everybody alone. For now, anger, desire, attachment, put it aside. Maharaj Ji, fulminate me. Maharaj Ji, answer me. Yes, Prophet, call it to me. You are not to me for me making my tamam down for. Give me my own house. I saw an old friend here, praying me. He told me that, they said, Maharaj Ji, one of my biggest regrets is operating Okada. Maharaj Ji, if you are operating Okada, it's like going from Frapan to fire every day. I'm glad that he's alive. I saw him here today. Yes. So, my friend. So, what are we saying here? That this is realization time. You cannot go to Maharaj Ji and say, my mind is horrible. What does that mean? It's useless. It's nothing like mine. They say an empty person or an idle person is the workshop of what? Mind. That's it. You cannot be idle. Why? Because you need to tap this grace for you to get to that point of merging completely with Maharaj Ji. Then you come out with an invention. Yes. Why? Because you don't have enough acumen, energy to go there. Of course, if we interpret it, there are so many things we do every day that are not proper. They are not vital. They are not necessities. They are not things that you need, right, to get there. Yes, that's what you are saying. So there's need to check yourself. Now that we are here, on the day we opened this village, this one is not, okay, me, I am Krishna. There's a brother there now. He said he's the one that came as Lord Krishna. Beautiful. But Lord Krishna doesn't disobey. He doesn't break laws. Are you there? Incarnation of man, they don't break laws. They only maybe say they love so much that they even would love the enemy. Not because he wants to love. But in the eyes of the world, they say, why are you loving this bad person? No. The Creator is a seed sower. He recovers. He replants. He rehabilitates. He restructures. And so Maharaj Ji cannot say you are bad, you are wrong, you are right. No. Maharaj Ji comes so that you can be free. Yes. So we are talking to you now on this program, beautiful program. I am sure that by the time you leave this program, you'll be number one forever. Yes. Because it is satsang service meditation. Satsang, tomorrow is holiday, Saturday holiday, Sunday holiday, Monday holiday. Yes, you go in, no talking to with anybody. Go to the tree of life, Maharaj Ji. I want to be the governor of my state. Good. Maharaj Ji, I want to be a director general. Good. We cannot come to look at this Sasanho is like a spiritual clinic. And you were born here 10 years ago. The experience in America is different. In Europe is different. This is your time. You allow them to come and be cleaning the toilet 5 times. You, even when you go there, say, I beg, the person who came here is not a holy name at all. Yes, so maybe Maharaj told him not to be eating cooked food. Though he has started eating cooked food. No, okay, let me go, I'll come back. The grace will send somebody else. Hey, on this hour, in Europe, in America, Sasan Hall, you see 10 people cleaning it before the Sasan starts. Why? Because they want to tap the grease. Yes, they go to the banking area. You won't see people sitting down talking, jesting. No, hey, we are even talking about Sasan Hall. Go out there and calculate how many people died today, yesterday, day before. Who don't know that just what this altar here, this altar here, yes, this small altar here can save their lives. Clap for yourself, man. So you can see that we have a lot to do. In between this program, there's nothing stopping you and I from asking Maharaj, I want to talk on the radio. I want people to hear me. Maharaj, they're my children, they're my brothers. That is where you are aiming to be an ace. A Trump. Yes. You see President Trump, he said, look, if you're an American, nobody must cheat you. If they cheat you and you don't report, I will deal with you. Hey! He said, we are going to golden age. Oh, he said so. Promise, are you there? Golden age is here. Yes. And that's why this village is all about. So that by the time we live here, you will, modernize the village. Yes, of course, even if you do launching, there's nothing wrong. Yes. If you pledge, there's nothing wrong. So that by the time you go back, there will be Maharaj Ji Village in Lagos, Maharaj Ji Village in Benin, Maharaj Ji Village in Enugu, Maharaj Ji Village in Benue. Look at the killings in Benue. You are supposed to stop it. Why are you? I'm telling you now, because the Oyinbos, they are already here. They will do it. And anybody, you can't tell me. When there's a classroom where examination is taking place and there's a video recording everybody, if you now say you were in the class on social seat or seat number 1111 and they check up that Oyinbo man they sit there, what will they call you? A liar. And you are not El Rufai, who is a serial liar, from what Papa Obasanjo said. So ask to you. That's why I said, are you eligible to be in the boat? Are you eligible? And it's not going to be forever. You are a student that wants to pass the exam. And so you find out that you are not going to go to parties anymore. You are not going to be watching football anymore. You concentrate on your studies. The same way here now. Your studies is your attitude and your behavior towards your fellow brother and sister. Ewa Lesi. Yes. And that is why we are here for this beautiful program. I'm so glad to see you. I'm happy to have to meet you again. Yes. And I'm sure from the little I've said, you'll be able to know where Maharaj Ji stands. That Maharaj Ji came for you, nobody else. I'm in love with you, and nobody can take that place. Yes. Yes, Maharaj Ji will take care, Maharaj Ji will protect, Maharaj Ji will guide. Maharaj Ji will make sure that you are able to sit down and understand that this is the time for you to make it in this lifetime. So promise, you are welcome for Maharaj Ji Village 38 years anniversary. I'm sure you are going to enjoy every minute of it. And so blessings and blessings and blessings.
Ati, it is Ati time. Ati, it is Ati time. Ati light carriers, please be in the Sansan Hall the next 2 minutes. Ati light carriers, please be in Sansan Hall in the next 2 minutes. One love family singers, fill up the gap.
Maharaj Ji, on my way to it. Please, Father, take me along with you. When I see you as an old friend, Maharaj Ji, my Savior, oh my Lord. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Maharaj Ji, my home, my shelter. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Maharaj Ji, my home, my shelter. I found
a way today. Opens my heart, set me forever. Maharaj Ji, on my way today. Please, Father, take me along with you. When I see you as my old friend, Maharaj Ji, my Savior, my Lord. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Maharaj Ji, my home, my shelter. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Maharaj Ji, my home, my shelter.
Ride on, keep on moving. Maharaj Ji will be there to guide you. Now I know life is so real. Maharaj Ji, guide me, protect me. Good Lord of Lord of Lord. Maharaj Ji, my home, my shelter.
I found a way of life today. Opens my heart and set me forever. Maharaj Ji, on my way today. Please, Father, take me along with you. When I see you as my old friend, Maharaj Ji, my Savior, my Lord. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Maharaj Ji, my home, my shelter. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Maharaj Ji, my home, my shelter.
Please, please, please. Oh Father, please, Maharaj Ji, please. Now I know life is so real. Maharaj Ji, guide me, protect me. Good Lord of Lord of Lord. Maharaj Ji, my home, my shelter.
I found a way of life today. Opens my heart and set me forever. You are my home.
my home, my shelter.
I found the way of life today. Opens my eyes, set me forever. My heart beat on my way today. Please, my love, take me along with you. When I see you as my Lord, my heart beat, my Savior, my Lord. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. My heart beat, my home, my shelter. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. My heart beat, my home, my shelter.
Ati, 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 ati. I don't keep on moving. My heart will be there to guide you. Now I know life is so real. My heart guide me, protect me. Good Lord, I'm Lord, I'm Lord. My heart, my home, my shelter.
I found the way of life today. Opens my eyes, and set me forever. My heart beat on my way today. Please, my Lord, take me along with you. When I see you as my girlfriend, my heart beat, my Savior, my Lord. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. My heart beat, my home, my shelter. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. My heart beat, my home, my shelter.
My heart manifested in the most populated right country. Nigeria is the holy land when everything started right from time. My heart manifested in the most populated right country. Nigeria is the holy land when everything started right from time.
My heart beat manifested in the most populated black country. Nigeria is the holy land where everything started right from time. My heart beat manifested in the most populated black country. Nigeria is the holy land.
Blessings to everyone. We sing that now.
Transformation begins in the form of our Master. Adoration begins at the feet of our Lord. Concentration begins in the words of our Master. Liberation begins in the grace of our Lord. Jai Gurudev Maharaj Ji, your glory fills the world. Protector of the weary and the weak, you bring the deaths of attachment. You bring the mind to detachment. Save us from the ocean deep. Give, oh Jai Satguru Dev, Creator, Preserver, Destroyer, bow their heads and pray to you. All bow and pray to you. Scriptures sing your glory. Scriptures sing your sweet stories. Your virtues are ever true. Jai, oh Jai Satguru Dev, chanting, fasting, charity, austerity, never brings you knowledge of the soul. Will never reveal your soul. Without the grace of Satguru, without the knowledge of Satguru,
blessings, some blessings, some blessings, 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 blessings to everyone.
Holy Sri Satguru Maharaj Ji. He is good, so loving, so caring, so faithful. Maharaj Ji stands alone. His goodness and all mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.